Hi, everyone. I'm the host of the Bacon Hour podcast, Steven. I'd like to begin today's episode with a few words. Firstly, the music you hear building up behind my voice in the background will be changed as of the next episode, and you'll be hearing it more often as our outro for the second season. Secondly, I would love to thank the listeners so much for sticking through the first season of the Bacon Hour podcast. Whether we were discussing ridiculous tangents and topics, or the more serious and unorthodox ones, you are all a very kind and open-eared crowd. No pun intended. Hope that you can keep sticking around for Season 2, and seasons beyond even. Thank you so much, again. Godspeed, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, you beautiful listeners, to the Bacon Hour podcast. But here we are in Season 2. I'd like to thank all of you for keeping up with the podcast and listening and doing all that stuff. Love you guys. Let's go get this episode started because you clicked on this for a reason. You wanted to listen, so here we go. My guest today is, introduce yourself, buddy.
We got Brandon.
Brandon, hey, what's going on, my guy?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
It's going great. You know,
First guest on season 2.
First guest on season 2.
Special. Feel spoiled.
He feels a little spoiled. I spoil him too much. But yeah, again, this is I'm glad to finally be doing that. I didn't think I'd get this far. I didn't think I'd get to like season 2. And maybe we'll get to season 3 or beyond. Nothing is impossible. But
the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit. Yes. So, Brandon, do you know why I brought you here today for season 2, episode 1?
We are talking about cars and the turn that they are turning on, the changes that they are making,
the impact on the world.
Big impact. Very positive but very biased impact at the same time.
Also with motorcycles too, because they're cool.
Oh yes.
Okay, so cars. Why do we despise them? About them. What is it, man? They're the mode of transportation that started in the Industrial Revolution or something like that.
It was after the Industrial Revolution. I think it was the 50s or the 60s is when the first Ford car came out.
When those heavy metal cars were coming out, and they were like, they could get an accident, but they wouldn't get dented so much.
Oh no.
And
then just bump in and drive off.
And then after that, it was like a bunch of these cool. I don't know what came after the 50s, but I know it certainly came in the 80s.
I say about after the 50s, 60s, it was like baby steps.
Yeah.
60s, we started jogging, and then 70s, it was just a full-on sprint.
We started making wood cars because like the wood finish, because everything was wood finish in the 70s.
For some reason, in the 70s, the wood finish was like
the default of like microwaves, ovens.
Yeah.
Cars. That was a weird design choice, especially looking back on like a lot of stuff that had a lot of wood finish. But hey, what do I know? Go on.
It was weird too, because like a lot of the wood wasn't good wood. It wasn't wood at all. It was like that cheap little shit that you find on your desk in like middle school and high school.
Yes, it's not actual wood. It's just wood finish. It's like I wouldn't say it's like gloss. Is it gloss paint?
They put gloss over it. Yeah, and like a very very thin layer of plastic.
It's fake. It's super fake. I sure as hell know what happened in the 80s though. We went to a place that had. And don't quote me on this, but we had gull-wing doors everywhere, and we had a lot of like slimmed car, not slimmed cars. They were like angular or like very like aerodynamic,
In the 80s,
they were like.
We're talking about the 80s, correct?
Yes, the 80s.
Yes, 80s was slim, futuristic,
fast.
Retro, fast.
Yeah.
What can we get our hands on? The 70s though. It was now I could be wrong on this, but I know it was either 1969 or 1971. That's when the first Mustang came out, and that was the era of muscle cars.
Oh boy.
And that, I think it was 1972. I could be wrong on this, but I think the 72.
Correct him. Somebody out there.
Fact check me.
Fact checked him.
is after Ford dropped, because Mustang was the first muscle car, and then it was Camaro, because those two have been rivals and competitors. After that, it was, and then Dodge got in. No one really cared about Dodge because Ford was heavy, it was fast.
Yeah.
Camaro was light, it was faster, and then Dodge was just like that awkward middle child. That it was just there because it had to be there. So it was kind of like, you're here. We don't know why, but you're here.
Yeah.
And they all like kept the same body types too.
Yeah, they did, and like that was. I mean, like they needed a. I would say like they weren't copying each other, like especially when muscle cars were coming out. They just needed some base to grow off of, to make their own, muscle car. Make it look different from one another and stuff. And so like, you see that a lot, especially with like Chevrolet Camaros or something, like all the way from when it began back in like the 60s, or was it 70s?
The 70s.
70s. Wow, jeez. And then like all the way till now. I know a lot of people don't like the more modern Camaro, like the one that recently came out. It's too like roundish, I would say. Like I don't know what people have a problem with the stick in the mud with them is.
I like the modern Camaros, but that's one thing I've noticed too. Like from the gate to now, a little bit different now, but they have been consistent with the same model design.
Yeah.
Like you see a Camaro, that's a Camaro. You see a Dodge, it's like, I don't know. Like, you see a Mustang, you could kind of tell, but like Camaro just has that. Everyone knows like
it's iconic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, that's a Camaro.
And speaking on like Camaros and stuff, what's your favorite like model of car like ever and make, even a dream car? Tell me about it.
Okay.
You need to think on this? Because if you need to think on this, I can take the reins and tell you my favorite car. If I probably won't shut up for like the next like 20 minutes.
My dream car would probably have to be a 2015 Audi i8.
Ooh.
It has to be red.
Ooh.
Red interior, black rims, lowered. Yeah, that's my dream car.
That's your dream car.
My favorite car?
Yeah.
Is like probably most people, Nissan GTR, because it's just a beautiful car, and I like Mustangs. But the Audi has my heart. Will I ever afford one? No. Will I ever drive one? Probably not. But hopefully I do.
Hopefully.
That is my dream car. That's where it's at. That is just a beautiful model design, perfect speed. Maintenance is too much, but it's a beautiful car all around. It's like she'll keep you in a daze.
I'll probably have to look that up later, because I honestly, I don't know, like I don't, because I've never personally seen that car myself, but hey, if it's your dream car, man, go out, go grab it. I think my dream car has to be the Toyota Tercel 19. No, I'm just kidding. No, that little box car that's like good for
the good old box.
The little box car, yeah. No, I'm lying. Obviously, no. It's my dream car is the 1983 model year that it was made. DMC-12, the DeLorean.
The DeLorean.
I love
DeLorean
that.
Is classic.
I love it because it's my, like, I will not let anybody touch it except my friends and family. But if you don't know me, you're not touching my DeLorean.
I had a teacher back when I was in high school. I was at Crescent View. My science teacher owned 2 DeLoreans.
What?
One he purchased himself. The second one his best friend gave it to him after he died.
Dude, is he selling it? Dude, I would take it.
I don't. His best friend one, I know it's not. His best friend one, he modernized it. It still has the butterfly wings.
Gull wing doors, sorry.
Oh, that's what they're called?
Yeah, gull wing doors.
Gull wing doors.
Butterflies are the ones that like
they
open up. Like,
okay.
They open up like the doors are how do I describe
like
it?
Like a pivot, they go up. But the go away,
the gull wing, they go straight up. They look like wings.
Okay. But yeah, still has that same interior from store, same paint job. You couldn't tell it was. You would think it's a brand new paint job. Mm-hmm. All he did was change the electrical circuit and installed
Please
He
tell me
changed the radio.
Okay, I was like, and did he change the engine, the transmission? Because those things are notorious for having very horrible transmissions and engines too, because they're like made from like French, like they're manufactured in like France and stuff, and it's like they suck. They break down constantly, and it's not. It's a cool car, but it wasn't built to last and go on forever. It was just like, it's really kind of shitty.
And see, that's the thing about a lot of luxury cars, or just any fancy car at all. Necessarily, in my opinion, they are not all that. You're basically paying for a brand name, because you got to treat them like children. You have to baby a car.
Yeah.
And depending on the driver or the person, I would push any car to its limits. The first time I get in the wheel, I am beating the shit out of it, because I want to see how good can you perform. Not if I'm going to race you, just how good can you perform, and know that for me to trust that you're a reliable car. Luxury cars have too much to maintenance, and maintenancing is just loop after loop after loop. It's like a Harley. You fix a Harley, okay, you fix the electrical problem. Next thing you know,
you got engine oil problems or something.
Yeah, it's never just one thing and you fix it and it's done. It's one after another, and it doesn't make sense. So you're paying for the name, and just to get unwanted attention or wanted attention.
So what you're really paying for is actually just a giant hunk of drivable metal that you're constantly fixing. It's constantly going to be a project.
Yeah, like Lamborghinis.
That's some kind of living hell.
From when they first came out till now, they fixed it a bit.
Yeah.
But from when they first produced the Lamborghini, well, the one you always see, they have this thing called an E-block.
E-block.
So most Lamborghinis are manual, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What happens is, you're at a stoplight, you're waiting, green light, go to first gear. I'm not going to first gear. Why aren't I going to first gear? You see on your little computer, E-block failure. So what that is, that's your whole engine block just shutting down. Why? Because they don't know how to handle their computers. They have yet to master like a Honda's computer, perfection. Because this has happened even while people are driving. The E-block fail will kick in. You can't change gears. Next thing you know, first your whole car shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
It won't let you move, won't let you change gears. And then next thing you know, you see flames and smoke coming from your rearview mirror because your engine's on fire because it overheated itself.
Yo, that's stupid.
It doesn't make sense, and they have yet to fix it. I do not know why, and I don't know.
Whoever's manufacturing Audis or whatever this car is like, why? Like, dude, like, put your shit through the safety like guideline, or make sure it's actually performing and doing what it does as a car, rather than just busting up in flames. Yeah, dude, just
Audis, you got to take apart the whole front face.
That's even more stupider.
Just to do an oil change, you got to take apart the whole front face.
What the? Okay.
I'm like, that's why me personally, I don't understand the hype. Yes, I get it, because like people, like the 1% or people with money flashes like, this is the shit to get. This is what's cool. This is what's in. But it's like, I'm
not getting that. I'm just gonna DeLorean fixing that thing up and bouncing.
Yeah, like the simple things.
I'd rather get a car that is like, at least, it's not. I mean, even the DeLorean, it's flawed. But like, at least then I can just put a brand new engine, some engine that runs, some transmission that goes.
And it's not even like major flaws either. It's just minor, minor shit.
Minor, and then it's like, pretty much. Audi, please get shit together, man.
Any luxury car, please fix your shit. Make it better. Make it to last.
Yeah.
Like my buddy had last year, he had to get rid of it. He had a 2005 Jaguar. It was a sedan, or I think it was a coupe, and it was around the time last year when Clovis flooded.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a little component at the bottom of the engine bay that sucks in air or something for the engine. Well, it sucked in all that water.
Ooh.
Flooded his engine.
Oh.
And they told him, your car is stolen. We can't do nothing about it. The money you would spend to fix this car is the equivalent of you buying a brand new car. For the same brand, just a newer model.
That sucks. That majorly sucks, dude.
It's like, well, so you're telling me I bought this car for X amount of money, breaks because of water. It's out of my warranty. The car is totaled. My insurance won't cover it all. So the next step is either A, get a new car,
or B,
take the bus. Luckily, he had like his Hummer, but still, he's out in Clovis,
Hummer.
stranded. His Hummer is something else. His Hummer hauls ass.
Okay, all right. I'll believe that. But the problem I have with the Hummer is that like gas goes super fast.
We went to LA in that thing.
No,
we stopped. I think about 3 times just to get gas. We got gas in the morning.
You got gas at
made it through the grapevine, got gas at the end of the grapevine, and then got to our destination. And we were cool on gas, and then same thing back. They're cool, but they're a gas guzzler.
Yeah, they are. But anyways, back to your friend, your buddy, who... Or are you done telling that story?
Oh yeah, that was the whole story.
Okay,
nothing too fancy.
But yeah, I've already talked about like what I despise about my dream car. What's something that you despise about yours? What's the little nitpicky problem you have with it?
Honestly, for me, it's one of those things like, how can I describe it? It's just you see it, like how I said, put you in a daze. You see someone. It's like, damn, I want to get to know that person. I really don't want to know their backstory, though, because it's like, if I know your backtrack, it's going to ruin, like, my opinion about you.
Oh.
So it's like, with this car, it's like, I don't want to know about it. I want to know about it just in case, ever tend to get one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to cross that bridge when I get there.
You're like, curiosity doesn't want to get the best of you.
Yeah, because it's like,
that's understandable. I get that. I know every DeLorean owner that I've ever seen, at least over YouTube, because I've never met one personally. They've just been like a bunch of these old guys who've just kept this car for so long, and they were like, yeah, I fixed it up. And then I was like, you're not, I'd just be like, can I buy it? You're not going to use it. And that's the one thing that bothers me too. They put it away in the garage, and I'm like, dude, it's a car. These things don't kind of exist anymore. I mean, granted, I know they're making more of them. They're doing like low volume production on it.
They are?
Yeah, but it's like hella expensive. I'm talking like $100K to just get one refurbished, one to pass the smog test and get a better engine. But a lot of these old guys, they just put them in the garage and they don't do nothing with it. I'm like, dude, like, if you've got nothing better to do all day on your retirement pension, just use the damn car.
Go for a drive.
Yeah. If not, and like, who you gotta pass it on to? Your grandson or something probably be like, "What's that? I can't drive." Or like, "I have a raised truck, so I'm not gonna drive it." I'm like,
I have a Ford F-150. I don't need that.
And I'm like, just give it to somebody who appreciates the car like thoroughly.
Yeah.
Any old people out there with DeLoreans, please. I'm here.
You know where to find them.
If I ever find them. But yeah, that's another thing that it's just the engine, the transmission, and the fact that people just store them in the garage and never touch them again is what I'm just nitpicky about.
It's like, I understand if it's a family heirloom.
Yes.
And
you want to keep passing it down.
Yeah, but if it's not and it's just sitting there.
If your grandchildren have moved on and they're like, I don't want that piece of junk car, and be like, I'll show you, piece of junk. And then,
get that scrap metal out of here.
Yeah. I'd pass it down to my kids if I had one, and I'd be like, don't you ever sell it. You sell it, I'm haunting you.
I will come back from the grave myself and kick your ass.
I will turn in my grave. But yeah. That's my thing. Let's move on a bit right now, okay? Let's get on with it. I know I wanted to talk about motorcycles. I know you wanted to talk about motorcycles a bit too. What's your opinion on those? Because I kind of see motorcyclists for me are kind of like they're kind of an enigma to me because you never know.
We have a bad rep.
Really?
We have a very bad motorcyclists are, in my opinion, the pit bulls of the driving community, just because a lot of people look at YouTube and like, wow, they're smashing my side mirrors on YouTube and popping wheelies. They're gonna do that to me. We don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. I don't do that, at least. But there are a few YouTubers who, not YouTubers, like a few riders who do pop wheelies, and like it's cool and all when you're in a big group, but then again, it's dangerous. I'm not the one to go and pop a wheelie on the on highway.
Freeway no,
but
highway.
You get those few who
show off,
who would do it, and you have two worlds. Okay, you got the few who go fast, pop wheelies, send it, do tricks, whatever. It doesn't matter what, and you could tell by the kind of bike they have, and if it's custom, like grooms, however you pronounce it. They're small bikes. They're perfect for wheeling because they're so lightweight, and you could custom. They're basically stunt bikes, and they're good for sideshows. Sideshows, I understand. And then, or the few that smack your windows and like would headbutt your window with their helmet.
Yeah.
And then you got the few who just like riding because it's riding. It's peaceful. It's an out of body. Yes, it's an out of body experience. It's one of those things that you do. It's hard to explain until the person gets on a bike themselves. And even if you just go around the block, you could. It's just a man, an engine, or a person. Just a person, an engine, and the road. Nothing more. And as far as your gas tank will take you, because it's just you, your music, the road. For just miles, you could think, you could do whatever you want, you could decompress. It's amazing. The only problem I would say I have with bikes, and this goes to any drivers out there,
he's talking to you. Okay.
Be aware, because, and if you're getting into the bike scene, you're gonna have to learn how to ride, when to ride aggressive and when to ride invisible, because the DMV teaches you to ride invisible from the start. Do not do that. That's how you get hit, because when you ride invisible, you're in people's blind spots. They don't notice you, and then you're getting sent 20 yards on Madeira. Ugh. If you ride like you're there and you're noticeable, I'm not saying get an obnoxiously loud engine or do it. That's your preference. But you do, like my bike, it's reasonably loud. You could tell when I'm coming. And it pops, from high RPMs, and it's decompressing. It pops. People know I'm here. So then I know, and they see me, I'm not going to get hit. Yeah. Don't be afraid to lane split either. That's one big misconception. A lot of, people in cars don't understand. If you've never rode before, you see someone lane split, don't honk at them. Don't get mad. We could do that. It's in the DMV book. They teach us that. Like a few people I rode with or run into, like, every Friday night. Yeah. The drive on Blackstone. Yeah. One night, this dude was on his phone, and like that's my big pet peeve. Like, yes, I will go on my phone sometimes, just a quick check, quick text while I'm driving, because it's either work or I have to respond. It's like work related or family related, so I have to get to it. But this one dude I ran into, I was on my bike, my little 1985 Honda Rebel, my dinosaur, love her dearly. I was on that, and my buddy was in his Charger, over Challenger. I lane splitted because some guy almost hit him. Oh. I wasn't gonna altercate, but I went up to him, knocked on his window, go, "Hey, you can get off your phone." Phone still in hand, looks at me from his window and goes, "What's the problem?" Still holding his phone, illuminating light of the text message he just sent, asking me, "What is the problem?"
I wish they had a camera thing, because the look on my face right now was just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, that's stupid. And then what happened?
It's just, I told him, like, "Bro, you're on your phone. You almost hit somebody." He goes, "No, I didn't." I go, "What? You almost hit somebody. You almost sideswiped the car behind me." He goes, "No, I didn't." I go, "Bro, you're on your phone. Get off your phone." He goes, "But why? I'm not even going that far." I left it. I didn't.
You didn't altercate things.
I just let him be. I just said, "Have a safe night."
You just pretty much said, "All right, you're gonna go on your phone, then go ahead. I'm just here to warn you then."
Just watch out for the other bikes, because there are sometimes Friday night, there's a lot of bikers out. It's a lot of bike clubs or, just own little meets.
Yeah.
I said, watch out, because if I was more calm about it, but if it's not going to be me, it's going to be the next guy who's going to altercate things and get in your face. And it's just one of those things that, like, it sucks about riding. You have to watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, if someone hits you, depending how hard they hit you, how fast you're going, that's going to be it. But they're fun. I love them. If you're afraid to ride on the street, get a dirt bike, get a quad. If you're near the field, abuse it. Just get the experience. It's fun.
I think I will consider getting a bike sometime. And, yeah. Anyways, listeners, my dear listeners, everybody, hey, we're going to be going on break. Enjoy this really wacky commercial that probably is going to make no sense. So we'll see you after. Till then. Boy, oh boy, would I kill for a cup of joe right now. See, when I get up in the morning, pick up them sticky cow poops, and put that coffee maker on, I choose Sundial Coffee. Packed rich with bath salts and caffeine, fentanyl and cocaine for that extra donkey kick. It'll help you get up in the morning and keep yourself going throughout the day, feeling like a new man. Unlike other coffee brands, you won't find yourself burning and crashing at the end of the day. Instead, you'll find yourself preaching peachy like a priest on a Sunday morning.
Oh, Nelly.
When you drink our coffee, you won't remember what you're doing or where even the hell you are.
Well, shoot. Where in the hell tarnation am I?
Feel the fuego in Kansas City. So next time you want real coffee, choose Sundial Coffee. Sundial Coffee. It'll put a yee in your day's home. Hey, and we're back. How was that commercial? Am I right?
That's pretty nice.
I wouldn't know, because I would, but I'd be editing it later. But anyways, yeah. We're talking about motorcycles and like motorcyclists, more specifically, and I know how much of a bad rep they get. To me, I think that motorcyclists are kind of an enigma, because like they can be like these rowdy people who cause altercations, or they could be like unsung heroes, because I've seen a lot of videos of like these motorcyclists helping like these homeless people, or they're helping like somebody stuck on the freeway because their car broke down, or like, I don't know, there was this crazy one where I saw where like this guy asked and paid this motorcyclist, I'll give you $20 to go deliver divorce papers to my wife. And
I saw that.
Yeah, you know what
I'm waiting for the day someone does that with me.
And I was like, that's crazy. And I'm like, and then it's like, he just hands him the $20 at the end. He's like, hey, thanks, pal. I'll take it from here. I was like, wow, that guy must have had a really interesting day. But yeah, again, they're an enigma to me. Yo, let's talk about the electrical impact. Tesla, Elon Musk.
The positive and the negative.
The positive and the negatives.
Whoa.
Let's jump into that.
A lot of people are hopping on electric.
Mm-hmm, they are.
Harley hopped on it recently.
Did they?
Yes, and I do not like it.
Why?
I do not like it one bit. It's not a Harley. To me, it's not a Harley. It's the brand's there, but it's not a Harley because it's electric. It doesn't have that American, that muscle, that raw tone
that
from a
Harley.
From
the engine that every time you turn it on.
And it's not like I was waiting for the day I run into one on the road, and thankfully I did. I ran into one yesterday on my way to work,
really?
And they're tiny. They don't look comfortable, and just the takeoff, it's so quiet. It's not a Harley. You have that like high pitch electric ring as you're taking off. No, to me, I wouldn't want to ride that. I would not want to ride at all. Just seems uncomfortable. Like, yes, some cars are electric, like with the EcoBoost or like the Eco Turbo, And so like I get it. Yeah, that's the bike.
Yeah, I looked it up right now. I was like, what? That seat looks really uncomfortable.
It's the equivalent to the Honda Groom, and like that bike I've sat on. I haven't rode it. I've sat on it, and I do not like it. I'm a big dude,
Yeah.
I'm a medium-sized big dude.
Person, yeah.
And it's just, to me, that bike isn't comfortable. If I'm not comfortable on a Honda Groom, I'm not going to be comfortable on that.
No, I just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to bust my own fucking balls just riding that thing 24/7. So, no. I know that if I ever get the chance to buy some electrical car, it's got to be the Model X for me, only because I go crazy for them going doors and the fact that it's like a 4-person seat or like 5.
Do you hear that, David? Do you hear that, David Dobrik? Bring this man a Tesla Model X.
Oh man, please, oh please, Tesla, give me my free Model X car. No,
sponsorship right there.
I wish. But yeah, I like that specific car because it's like it's the car I would use to like grab my circle of friends, hop in the Tesla, close the going doors. We're going somewhere.
Have you been in a Tesla?
No, I've seen one actually like about a month ago or something, and I was looking at it very closely. But I couldn't look very closely at it because there was like the family in there. I don't know what they were doing, and I was like, I don't want to look all suspicious, but there's something interesting about the handles and the fact that they're like, how do they work? Because it's like I saw the handle and I was like, well, you can't pull it, so something's going on with like a thumbprint or something.
I was lucky enough to be in one.
Really? Tell me.
The takeoff is so fucking smooth, dude. It's crazy. You do not feel it from 0 to 60. Boom. 1.5 second. You do not feel the takeoff at all. It doesn't kick, and all you hear, you don't hear it rev.
You should like
see things start getting faster and faster.
You just like zoom.
And the handle, so it doesn't come out towards you.
Yeah.
It folds up.
What?
If I remember correctly.
That's sick.
But like, you know how it's embedded?
Yeah.
You push the little button on the side, it pops out, and then boop.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, I just want to use the autopilot feature for once. Because that looks kind of cool. I never thought I'd ever like feel so giddy and like so geeky about like talking about like the takeoff of a Tesla or like I want to try the autopilot feature. Get excited for this specific car, but I am, and I'm like just hearing that description of like the very silent, like smooth takeoff. I'm just like, I gotta drive one.
Give me a Tesla.
Give me a Tesla too. And
get good
make
credit.
the Teslas regularly priced or something. No. I know that I heard from a specific birdie that they want to probably ban, or like not ban, I think maybe ban a lot of gas powered vehicles by 2035. I don't know if that's true. I think nothing of it. I doubt anything big, but I don't know. Maybe my words will be marked like a whole decade later or so, but I don't know.
Get hit with the fucking letter. Hey, gotta get rid of your car.
Oh my, I really hope that isn't true, but at the same time, like, because there's still a lot of vehicles that still run on gasoline and they are built to do that. And if you switch to electric, then it's like
you gotta change the whole game.
You gotta change the whole game. Yeah, Tesla's already changed the whole game. You hear that, Elon Musk?
Semi trucks, diesel trucks.
Yes, and machinery. Specifically, because those are like you need a bigger battery for those things and something that's safe to make that doesn't damage the environment. And like, yeah, you gotta, like you said, you gotta change up the game and all that. It's like, wow. But yeah, Tesla, I love it. I want to drive a Tesla. I kind of want to own one now. Jeez, this whole entire like episode has just been like, you've gained my interest more into vehicles than I thought I would ever be in my whole lifetime.
Gladly. So, Season 2. Episode 1. How do you feel? You're in Season 2 now. Are you...
So we're getting there now.
You're getting to the point where you're 9 episodes away from
another Season 3.
So how do you feel now that you're in Season 2 and that you're doing... this? You've made it to Season 2. You've got 1 episode down so far. 9 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you want the show to be? Do you know where you want to be with the show to where you will be where you could tell yourself, I am content. I am happy with where my show's at. I am comfortable enough to know I get to wake up every morning and do this
You've turned this whole thing on me now.
Spotlight is on you.
Yeah.
The Bacon Hour Podcast.
Bacon Hour Podcast, yeah. Knowing that I'm now in season 2 and that I know that the sky's the limit now, that I can go even farther. I don't care how far this show will go. I really love to make it consistent and like entertaining and like just a place for any listener out there. I'm talking to you. Any listener out there that's listening, like this, I'd love to make this podcast like your go-to pod. I don't care if you listen to earlier episodes, if you listen to something way farther back or way farther back or way farther forward from this point on. Like I want to just make it entertaining, and like I want to not make it something that like you'll hear something, or like, because I know there's a lot of podcasts out there that like deal with a lot more sensitive talk stuff, and like kudos to them. If they want to do that, they do that. They want to bring the attention of people. Me, I want to just really make it entertaining for somebody to listen, whether you're doing whatever it is you're doing while you got your earbuds popped in.
There's not a lot of people that do that either now. It's mainly about, well, this is what's going on in the world and this is what's wrong. Yeah, it's like there's nothing. There's a few. Me personally, I listen to the news while I'm working, or just like gaming podcasts. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Super Mega, like their podcast.
Yes, I have.
So it's like there's only a few podcasts that's laid back. You don't feel like you're getting uneasy from listening to it. You're just laid back. You're enjoying it.
Yeah. And
you enjoy listening to it. And you enjoy what they're saying.
Yeah. And that's not to say that, I personally feel that, like, this is something for me, at least, it's something on the side. My true passion is voice acting. And you've probably seen from, like, the other stuff on my YouTube channel, like that. I know there's a lot of people who love that stuff, or there's a lot of people who come just for the podcast, or maybe there's people who come for both, or maybe there's somebody who comes for the podcast but discovers the voice acting, and so on and so forth, the other way around. I don't want to like treat this podcast like it's like not that important. It very is important. Every guest that comes on here, every episode that I do, I really like to treat it with quality and like such grand entertainment that it's like, it's just me. It's just like, if anybody's ever on this thing, then you're just kind of talking with me about something that intrigues you, or we both are intrigued by this or something, That being said, let's go farther than season 3 or maybe even season 10. Let's go even farther.
Right until the wheels fall off.
Yes, right until the wheels fall off. Couldn't have said it any better. Do you have any more questions? Because I know you're turning this whole thing around on me.
I am. What do you have in store for the listeners? What do you plan on taking from this channel and moving forward with it? Because yes, you have a variety on this channel already with this podcast. You got the voice acting thing going on. Yeah. What more do you want to do? Is there going to be merch? Is there going to be like little stuff you're going to be giving back to the people? What do you want to go about this? Do you think you're going to dip your toes in the water and go in that field? Or you think you're just going to keep doing what you're doing and just see where it goes and ride the wave?
I would say I'd probably choose the latter, because like riding the wave and stuff like that. Only because like I don't want to I don't want to seem like too greedy to people, or like I don't want to seem like, oh, give me your money and then I'll think. But then again, it's kind of a fair trade, you might give me something, I'll give something back. It's probably a possibility. I don't know. Probably the future will hold and wait and tell, per se. But that I personally am an open-minded person. I don't mind that. Maybe a Patreon will be open later on or something. Maybe
that, folks. Patreon.
Maybe Patreon. You'll get cool goodies or something.
Get mom's credit card ready.
No. Those wacky numbers on the back. No, give them. No.
Drop them in the comments.
But yeah, no. If it comes down to that, like if I need to open if I need or want to open a Patreon, then maybe, or something, or whatever, and then I'll but I have to like plan everything ahead and stuff.
Do you think the Bacon Hour podcast will get its own Twitter, Instagram, anything like that? Will it get its own platform besides YouTube?
You know, I have considered doing, like, just giving it a platform on Twitter, like a separate account that's just run by me, you know, whatever. It'll just have, it's just your run-of-the-mill account for, like, updates or anything that's going on with the podcast. Because I know my other friend who does the 12/24-hour podcast. Go watch it. Listen to it, I'm sorry. She and her friend, they co-run a specific Twitter for that podcast, and it just has like a bunch of updates, like sneak peek a thumbnail or something, and it's like, yeah. I know I kind of want to stay on Spotify, and like, you know, so that people can just plug in their earbuds and put their phone in their pocket and just listen. And for now, this is just kind of staying on YouTube and Spotify, and that's pretty much it. I want to just keep giving to any listeners or viewers what they are here for, the, you know, whether it be the podcast or voice acting. And okay. So that's pretty much it.
That's good. So long as you got goals and, you know, the people know what they're getting.
Oh yeah. Starting this whole thing was not easy, but the payoff is rewarding, you know. Anyways, I got a question to ask you, pal. All right. What foreign language would you like to learn, and why?
Foreign language? I barely know Spanish, but I think it'd have to be Cambodian.
Cambodian?
Yes.
I have a Cambodian friend, actually, and like I think the reason why I'm like interested in her culture is because like the food looks so good.
It's take or give.
I try it. I don't really.
Would you eat a baby duck?
Okay, maybe I draw the line somewhere.
I'm not talking about like out of the egg. I'm talking about straight fetus. Out, like straight out the egg.
Funny enough, you should mention that, because my Cambodian friend, she told me about that. Be like, we have this dish that's like straight up eat a little duckling that's just all thing. And I'm like, I think I'd stick with the other stuff.
Besides that,
I'm not.
Everything else is good. That's my only fence right now, and the reason I would want to learn Cambodian is just because her family. I guess it was my girlfriend. I guess it was Filipino. It's not Cambodian. She just informed me. Because her family, all of them speak Cambodian, especially the old folks. Mm-hmm. I'll catch on here and there. I know the bad words. That's it.
It's every language, like, especially with like Spanish, the bad words are the first thing I probably learned, and then after that I just learned a thing, and then I forgot about it, and then I'm trying to relearn. But yeah, the
best dish I could recommend, and I could eat this any day of the week. I'm pretty sure it's Cambodian, but if not, I'll be corrected. Lok lak. It is.
I don't even know how to pronounce that, but
it is delicious, bro. It's so fucking good. It's just lettuce, a certain type of lettuce, steak, fried eggs, tomato, rice, and what you do, you get your meat, you put on the lettuce, you put on the rice, and they make like my girlfriend, she makes this homemade sauce, and you dip the lok lak in it. You eat it, bro. It's so fucking good. She could eat pho any day of the week. I hate pho.
What?
I like it, but honestly, I would prefer menudo over pho.
Oh man, that's where you and I differ. I personally don't like menudo. I love the shit out of pho. Man, I'll eat any other like caldo, dude. Pollo, res, just, you know, anything. Menudo, nah, I can't do it.
Menudo's so good. Or pozole, I would take
pozole, that I can do.
Over pho. But it's just because, like, the whole summertime, she was on a pho craze. She's like...
Summer? Dude, that's straight up soup. It's like, in the summer?
And she's like, do you want to go get pho? I'm like, I'm really not in the mood for pho. And the one day I give in. So, yeah, let's go get pho. I think it was 100 degrees outside. We're eating it inside.
What?
So it doesn't matter.
You're crazy.
But still... She goes, eat it because I want you to have some. So I'm okay, I'll eat some. We still had to do running around that day, so I'm running around with hot soup in my fucking stomach. It's 100 degrees outside. She's walking around like it's fine. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking dying here. Can we go because I'd even eat a lot because it's fun. It's hot. I don't want it because it's hot outside. It's hot and I'm gonna be hot internally.
Damn.
She's eating it like a champ. She smashes on her bowl and she looks at me. She goes, "Are you gonna finish that?"
I was like, "Are you gonna eat that?"
Are you gonna finish it? Or are you gonna let it go to waste? Or are you gonna take it home? I'm like, I could take it home. You can eat it later, but I'm not gonna touch it. She goes, "Why? You don't like it?" I'm like, "No, it's hot. I don't want it. It's hot. I'm fucking dying here. Like I'm sweating from eating it,
dude."
Like, that's probably why I got salty.
I thought I was crazy myself for trying to, like, when I was younger, I used to eat ramen noodles like crazy because I was just this fat little kid. I don't care what time of the day it was. I don't care what weather it was outside. If it was hot, I don't care. I'm getting those noodles. I'm warming them up in the microwave.
You want me to put you on to some god tier noodles?
What?
Kiki or Kai Kai? It's one of those two names. YY noodles. YY noodles is what they're called. She loves them and I love them too because she goes, "These are better than ramen." I'm like, "Oh, are they?" She goes, "Yeah." "Oh, are they god tier?" She goes, "Basically, you get YY noodles. You can get them at the AC market, bro. Game changer. You will never want to touch ramen again. When you eat the YY noodles and you try ramen after, you could taste the like quality and the difference. And they're cheap. They're affordable, and you get them in like a bigger box.
I'm debating now. I'm like, I kind of want to try this, but then again, if I try it, I won't go back on ramen the same anymore. It's like
it's the best thing you should do, bro.
All right,
just do it. Get YY noodles. Make yourself some. Oshida, she threw some like hamburger meat in it after. Ooh. Eat that, and bro, it's so fucking good. You and then try ramen a few days later, just so your taste buds could settle and reset. Try it, and then you could tell the difference. Like I had ramen when I went to go visit my mom. Okay. I'm like, these are ass. I'll eat it because I'm not picky, but these are ass.
Okay, I'll try these noodles. I'll try YY noodles someday.
Add it, and when you go to AC Market off of Cedar in Herndon, get egg shrimp. Like egg shrimp balls, or shrimp meatballs, whatever they're called.
Shrimp meatballs.
Throw it into your soup, and then throw egg on it. But make sure your egg is, you gotta cook it a certain way. I know it's not fried; it's poached. Poach your egg.
There you go.
Game changer. It's a fucking game changer, bro. I love to eat, and I critique my food to the highest because I'm not picky, so I'll eat literally whatever in front of me.
Okay.
If it's not good, I won't do
it. I'm not picky. I'm not picky anymore. I'll try it. I'm like kind of adventurous with the food that I eat, man. I'll eat straight fire, man. I don't care. Yeah. But yeah.
Our what's it called?
YY noodles.
YY noodles are in market. Poached eggs, shrimp meatballs, some fish balls, some artificial crab. You are golden.
I encourage everybody listening to try that. Please
do it.
So I got one more lousy and like super dumb question. How would you spend $100 million?
If I had $100 million. I had $100 million. First thing I feel like a lot of people don't do, they don't think for the future wise. They think I want it because I could buy it now.
Yeah.
Buy a house.
Buy a house, pay it fully off. Why? Because you don't got mortgage to pay for. After that, you're paying water and PG&E. In California, it's kind of high, but it's
high is an understatement.
It's manageable when you don't have a mortgage hanging above your head. So buy a house. That's an investment.
Yeah.
Buy a good car, not a luxury car like we talked about earlier.
Buy one that's a daily that'll get you somewhere. And to and from
like
point A to B.
A Honda or a well-known brand that has good reviews. Buy that. Do investments once you get the big things out of the way, because you gotta think for your family down the road. Are you gonna pass this house on? Are you gonna pass this car down on? Something that's gonna last for years on to come. I would invest in a house. Buy a house, and then buy what I need, a few toys here and there. I'm big on guns, so probably buy a few guns, some mods for the car. After that, that's not even going to be $1 million. The house will be probably $200,000. Buy a house. Get me stable get the house to where I want it, where I can feel comfortable, and inherit the rest towards my kids and my family, and then push them forward. So then I know that they're covered.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Stocks.
Ooh.
DeLorean. Get a good house. Put the rest of it in a treasure chest and lead my kids on a wild treasure hunt to go find it.
Right before you die, the
Yes.
treasure is die flatline.
No, I want to send them I don't want to send them anywhere out of the country because then it's like, oh, you gotta go visit my old pen pals' family in Japan, and the family can tell you, but they have limited English, so get ready to translate well.
You better start learning.
I've hid my treasure. If you find it, you're Pirate King. There. Oh.
Gets the treasure, opens it, just a little note.
It's just a little note. I spent
Good
it all.
shit, you found me.
I spent it all. I'm sorry. Here's an IOU.
I owe you $50 million.
No, but seriously, I'd like to do that. I'd like to send them like across the U.S. and be like, here's the clue to this clue. Figure it out. Where was Back to the Future shot? And like right over here in L.A., California, like specifically.
The studio number was shot in.
Well, I mean, there's like real life locations that it was shot on, but yeah, there was some of it was like the interior shots were shot in or like at least I think a lot of the locations in that movie are actually real, but like they're very like worn out or they've just been like changed. But the town square is just the back lot of Universal. If you didn't know,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, do you have any closing thoughts about today's podcast, which is brought to you by nothing.com? There's no sponsor.
Please, if you're a sponsor out there, you have connects.
Please, oh please.
Or if you know a sponsor, put it in the description.
Can you get me on your list, please?
Bring in money, please, and thank you.
I'm sorry, I don't want to seem too greedy, but at the same time,
So like,
but I mean, the podcasting could pay the bills. I don't know.
That I will also want to end on. Thank you for having me. Hope I could contribute to the Bacon Hour podcast.
Oh
on
my
the channel.
God, yeah, dude.
Come back, do some, just pop back here and there,
Yeah.
sprinkle me across. I would love to come back and do this.
I'm glad you came out and you wanted to do this episode because a lot of people are busy with school and stuff. Which reminds me, I hope everybody who's listening out there at this time that this comes out, that you guys are doing good in school and you guys are keeping up with your work, and also you guys hard workers out there.
Do your homework.
Do your homework. Work hard, work smart, and don't stress yourself out. Do you have any plugins that you want to put in?
Or
do you want to remain
promote?
Yeah, you can self-promote, or you can remain completely anonymous. I don't. They just know you by Brandon. I've had like 3 Brandons on here. You're like the 3rd guy.
How do you feel? Dude, there are, I know about
I should call
like
this
6
the
Brandons.
I should call this the Brandon Hour podcast.
The
There's
Brandon Hour
there's so many
podcast.
Brandons.
What you should
I
do,
know my G Brandon. I know Rocker Brandon, and then there's you.
What you should do is get a counter. Get a counter, and every time there's a Brandon on, 1, 2, 3.
I know way too many Brandons.
I'm gonna plug.
We're just gonna plug in. I'll put it in the description if you guys don't catch it. So whatever.
Plug in my dead Instagram that I use, but I never post on. It's my name, Brandon Fisher, but the O in Brandon is a 0.
Okay.
And
there
the
you
Fisher, the E in Fisher is a 3.
go. Yeah.
So-
It'll all be spelled out in the description. Make sure you check that out.
Go crazy.
Go crazy. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to say, but we're at finally the end of season 2, episode 1. I hope you all have a great day and that you guys keep making me proud. Okay. That's the end of the podcast, Reggie. All right.